politics in this case, because that too also seems to be escalating. The showdown over the NEET examination and the Vipaksh that seems to be mounting pressure on the government to give and have a thorough debate in Parliament, where the leader of opposition is now putting forth this demand. Rahul Gandhi addressing the media, where he once again reiterated his demand for the resignation of Dharmendra Pradhan as the education minister, and he's also questioned Delhi police's approach in handling the protest. He says that the students have been treated like terrorists. And we also play out what JP Nadda has to say, citing the track record of the Congress party, claiming that the party seems to be mainly focusing on political mileage.
मैं यहाँ यह भी कहना चाहता हूँ कि आज शाम को 4 बजे भारत की संसद में विपक्ष के नेता श्रीमान राहुल गांधी जी ने एक प्रस्तुतिकरण दिया और उस प्रस्तुतिकरण में उन्होंने लगभग 150 पेपर लीक के बारे में उन्होंने चर्चा की। ये जांच का विषय है और सरकार एक जिम्मेवार सरकार है, इसलिए निश्चित रूप से हर एक बात का जवाब जांच के साथ साथ जनता के सामने, देश के सामने दूध का दूध और पानी का पानी रखेगी।
प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में हमारी सरकार विद्यार्थियों और नौजवानों की आकांक्षाओं को पूरा करने और उनके कल्याण के प्रति पूरी तरह से प्रतिबद्ध है। और विपक्ष के कुछ नेताओं द्वारा मैन्युफैक्चर्ड एक सेंस ऑफ एंगर, आक्रोश लोगों के अंदर केवल जनता, विशेषकर बच्चों के नौजवानों को भ्रमित करने और गुमराह करने का मैं मानता हूं कि यह असफल प्रयास है। मगर विपक्ष संसद में नहीं बल्कि सड़क पर मुद्दों का समाधान करने का मैं मानता हूं अनुचित प्रयास कर रहा है।
Is the CJP protest being taken over by political parties and mainly the Congress? We have seen when it comes to another round of protests that the Congress party spearheaded by Rahul Gandhi was also done outside the Prime Minister's residence, being a high security zone, and then armed with black bands. This is what Rahul Gandhi had to say.
152 paper leaks have taken place over the last decade. If you do the math, so one a month approximately. In the last 10 years, 152 leaks have taken place and 0 convictions. 0.
Let's connect with Nyamika on this. Nyamika, even Union Minister JP Nadda came out with a press briefing last evening. He seems to be giving out a fair risk where he says is pretty lengthy of the irregularities that have happened as far as examination and student and education reforms. But this is something which he's also saying that the government is still open on having a thorough debate and discussion, and the rightful place for that is the parliament. But Rahul Gandhi is coming out with certain claims where he says that over 150 paper leaks have taken place in the last 1 decade.
Well, yes, Amita, and in fact, this question was being raised to Rahul Gandhi that whether this logjam within the parliament is going to be continued in the upcoming days or not, to which Rahul Gandhi has replied that this is something which the entire opposition needs to decide. And today also there is going to be a meeting within the chamber of Mr. Mallikarjun Kharge, where this decision is going to take place, that whether these demands which the Congress party is raising are non-negotiable, or there can be some way out which will be discussed with the government if we talk about the NEET paper leak in particular. Because yesterday only it was Rahul Gandhi who had stated that the Congress party will continue with its protest till the time these 3 demands are going to be met by the government of India. Firstly is the resignation of Mr. Dharmendra Pradhan. Secondly, he is stating that the cases which have been lodged against the protesting students, the protesting youth, that should be taken back. And third, the third demand which is being raised by Rahul Gandhi is the apology from Prime Minister Narendra Modi. So these are the 3 demands which have been put forward by the Congress party. However, Rahul Gandhi hasn't mentioned anything about the discussion within the parliament, as he has basically stated that we wanted to raise this matter within the parliament, but when this matter was being taken up to the Speaker of Lok Sabha, Mr. Om Birla, he has replied that firstly he had to take permission from the government of India whether they are actually ready for having a discussion or not. And and after that only the Congress party had taken a decision to hold a protest just in front of Prime Minister's residence.
Again, it was a high security zone, brief detention that has happened, and it's day 4 of the monsoon session of Parliament. We'll see how the proceedings go on today and how the House functions. Thank you, Nyamika, for that update. But with regards to the security situation, especially in central Delhi, we're looking at the DMRC, which is the Delhi Metro Rail Corporation, has now shut. It's 7:30 was given the time, so it's post 8 in the morning now, and we're looking at least 16 metro stations across central Delhi that has been shut until further notice owing to the security situation. And while the entry and the exit gates that remain suspended at these stations, interchange facilities that are available at Rajiv Chowk, Mandi House and Central Secretariat. So Shefali, if you can outline when it comes to multiple metro stations in the area where we are looking at that has been shut until further orders owing to the security situation. If you can name all of those stations, please.
Right. Basically, there are 16 metro stations, particularly in central Delhi, including Mandi House, Barakhamba Road, Rajiv Chowk, ITO, Delhi Gate, Lok Kalyan Marg, Ramakrishna Ashram Marg, Patel Chowk, Seva Tirth, Janpath, Central Secretariat, Indraprasth, Khan Market, Jor Bagh and Shivaji Stadium. These are the 16 metro stations from where the metro has suspended its services. We are currently right outside Mandi House, and you can see here the shutter have been put down. You cannot see any movement here. Police personnel is also here, and you can see the people also. People have been coming, travelers have been coming in a hope that they'll use the connectivity, but unfortunately they had to leave the place as the metro stands closed. Not just this, people who, when we talk about other metro station in the central Delhi area, for example, we talk about Central Secretariat or ITO. These are the metro stations that generally there are offices, government offices near those metro stations, which are, these services are availed by those people who go use that metro service line and go to their offices. So there will be people who will be affected. Of course, there are people. We'll try and see if there are people who are here. You can see also these are some of the travelers who came here, saw that the metro is suspended and right now contemplating which route to take and where to go. We'll try and speak to some of them. मैम आप मंडी हाउस मेट्रो स्टेशन आई थी, बंद है, कहाँ जाना है आपको?
मैम राजा नाहर सिंह पार्क, वहाँ राजा नाहर सिंह मेट्रो स्टेशन।
तो आपको नहीं पता था कि कल भी बंद?
नहीं, गूगल पे तो दिखा रहे हैं कि ओपन है। हाँ। उसी हिसाब से आए थे हम सर्च करके जी, क्योंकि और किसी से तो कनेक्ट नहीं है ना, हम जो पूछ लें किसी से तो अब पता चल।
कैसे जाएंगे आप?
आई डोंट नो, कैब करके जाना पड़ेगा।
So you heard her. There are, of course, while DMRC has announced on X about the closure of service, about the closure of metro stations, yes, but people still do not have clarity if what.
But what about the cab services, Shefali? Have they also been affected? I mean, in that area that we are now looking at, of course, it is still a weekday, and people will be, wanting to reach to work.
No, not that I have witnessed it. I saw some of the people who came for to avail the metro services, but later when it was shut, they booked a cab and they left. You can also see autos are also available right here. So if we talk about public transport in the sense of road transport, then no, it is not yet affected. But if the situation escalates, which we saw yesterday as well, the metro station, several metro stations were shut, and in phased manner by evening they were reopening. So today also we can expect that in phased manner metro stations may reopen by evening.
All right. So we are looking at precautionary measures there that have been underlined, and of course when it comes to traffic diversions as well, I mean, is that also which roads are open for the commuters? Are we looking at any traffic advisories as well that have been issued?
See, barricading have been put in place in many areas related to near to Jantar Mantar. If you go to CP as well, there are barricading that have been put in place by the Delhi police. but as such there is no diversion there's no police advisory about the diversion, but yes, there are barricading that have been put in place for the protesters so that they remain in a limited vicinity, and so that the people who are commuting on road, their daily life do not get affected.
Right, Shefali, thank you for that update. So that's the live update. We're looking at least 16 metro stations. Exit entry points have been shut. Interchange facilities, however, still available. Transport, road transport, that seems to be functioning normally. And this is all around the area as far as in central Delhi that we are getting these pictures. So there you can see the shutters are down on the entry-exit ways of the metro stations. Multiple of them, at least 16 of them, until we are not, time which has not been specified as to when they will reopen. But this is owing to the security situation on ground. But looking at the pictures now, because now there are several videos that are now coming in of the day on Monday, 20th of July, when the violence that broke out. So when we speak of the Chalo Sansad March, and at a petrol station in Delhi's Janpath area, again, very crucial area that we are now looking at, which was targeted. And this is the CCTV footage that we have now accessed, showing stone pelting at the petrol station. So again, not just the protest side. I mean, Priyank, we are looking at how even in the adjoining areas, petrol station, why is that being targeted?
Amitabh, this is not just a petrol station, but this was a ticking bomb also, because if these so-called literate students have been attacking a petrol station, they knew that what could have been the repercussions. In the earlier video, which was shot from mobile phone, we could easily see that few people were saying that this can damage us also, and this could be very much lethal. But what is the point of attacking a petrol pump? This is an inflammable thing which could have resulted into injuries to many people. There have been men and women who have been working at the Janpath police station, petrol station, and there have been so many people and important installations which have been there. By attacking a petrol station, it is certainly showing a Reuters mentality, where they had entered, but since a few of the agitators were not getting support, they could not have this kind of courage to set it up fire. But I'm sure in the due course of time, this is going to be taken up very seriously. The CJP has also backed out a bit, I would say, because Sonam Wangchuk's demand has shifted from resignation of Dharmendra Pradhan to not taking action against students. Because Sonam has faced the brunt, Amita. He has seen that what happened in Ladakh, where the NSA was, slapped against him. He was in jail, and after the intervention of the Apex Court, now Sonam Wangchuk has been released by the government of India, and he knows it for the fact because it's a right thing. That the only literate person in this
but is it going out of control even for them? Because all they were wanting was a march to the Sansad, and despite knowing that very well that this is a high security zone and there will be no police permission that would be granted, and also Parliament session is on.
Amitabh, the march was till the parliament, but if you see that every case of attack on police personnel, turning the vehicle, attacking, stone pelting has happened on the other side of the Parliament Street, which is the Connaught Place, which is Tolstoy Marg. This is also the extreme end of the Parliament Street, length, which goes from Tolstoy Marg, where these protesters have done the arsoning. They have been attempting to do arsoning. They have robbed mobile phone. In fact, our colleague's mobile phone was also robbed.
Yes.
Anyone who's coming in their way is being attacked by them. This is not the way you want justice. See, a protest is a protest, but when you try to
which has been marred with violence that we are now looking at, there has been damage and destruction when it comes to public property, private property that has also been targeted. We are looking at police vehicles that have also been vandalized, and of course, when it comes to targeted attacks on media personnel, that also, unfortunately, have been highlighted as far as these violent protests are concerned. Thank you, Priyank, for that update. In the meantime, we head into a short break.